Welcome
Hello.
everybody to the Resilient Minds podcast. I'm excited. Today we're having a friend from an amazing, brotherhood and sisterhood family that we've cultivated over the years. Thanks to our brother and teacher Tony Robbins, Oren Dagan. Thank you, brother, for coming. Is it Dagan or Dajan?
Dagan.
Dagan. Sorry.
Yes. It's Dagan in English, so you can say Oren Dagan, Oren Dagan, so it's all good. Thank you for the invite, brother. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
for being here, bro. It's amazing to catch up because we haven't had the pleasure of chatting deeply for a very long time. So I'm grateful to be here together and to connect deeper and to do it online where we can help people define and understand a little bit more about what you do. So if you don't mind sharing for anybody that doesn't know you or is getting to know you first as you continue to flourish into this world, if you can share a little bit about the magic that you've created and you're continuing to create to magnify, brother.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm in the design build industry for the past almost 2 decades. Uh, I started as a small construction company, home improvement company that slowly got bigger projects and bigger projects. And it's always been, I see the same pattern of contractors only focusing on their needs, construction, and no one is really listening to the homeowner, what they really want, right? What's the big why? So they do what they ask without to understand what are the needs are. So I start to create it, and through this Tony Robbins philosophy that asking the right questions, understand the pain points, I start to develop my own system, and I saw that I provide much better results by understanding first the why they want to do this remodeling, new construction, because a kitchen remodeling for you can be a different than kitchen remodeling to somebody that just retired, right? Or
Mhm.
family that have a young kids, or family that don't have a kids. So it's a different need. So once you understand the why and you understand their needs, you can suggest what they want, but also what they need. Okay, so we always ask better questions, get a better answers. So we start to develop a system that's always focusing on the customer needs, the homeowner needs, and we saw that we deliver much better results than anyone else that I know of. And not because my competitors are bad people or bad contractors, they just have a different skills of communication. Okay, I came from a very good teacher, so I believe that it's helped me a lot to build who I am now as a businessman. So since I saw that it works and I can deliver better results, so with my old construction company, you can only serve 5, 10, 15 homeowners at a time. And I wanted to go to thousands. So how can I serve thousands clients, thousand homeowners at the same time? So I have to use technology that's available to any of us. I did develop some of my own tools because some are not exist or were not exist when back in the days. So now I took the construction company and we created a new category, what we call it a construction partner. So we
Mm.
basically the shield in between the homeowners to the construction company, to the designer, to the architect. So we basically there to protect the homeowners and to make sure we deliver them what they need. Not only what they want, but also what they need. And not only that, we create the design. So the design basically take everything that it's on their mind and what's on our mind. We create a design for it. The design translate what they have in mind, which translate into scope of work, which is equal to numbers, the amount of the how much the construction will cost. So based on that, we hire in the best of the best out there, and we make sure that they get the design, they get the scope of work, and we give them a price. This is what you need to do. This is how much we're willing to pay, and you need to execute. So we managing the projects on the construction on the homeowner's needs, on the homeowner behalf, to make sure that the contractors do his part. And on the contractor side, we protect them to make sure that they get paid on time, right? So when they finish their part according to the agreement, we give the okay to the homeowner to pay. So we serve both worlds because the best contractors or the best trade people, the one that makes more money, have the most jobs, are usually the best salespeople. They are not the best workmanship. So we
Mm.
want to take the best of the best and put them in front of the line, and to take all the salespeople to be on the back. It's not mean that you're a salesperson, you're a bad person. You're just not going to deliver the results as the guy that he may don't know how to sell well, but he know how to deliver results. So we want to take those best one, give them all they need to be the top, and to connect them with the homeowners that all they want is peace of mind, great quality, and to pay fair. I don't believe in paying cheap, and I don't want anyone to pay cheap. So this is kind of what I'm after right now.
Beautiful work, bro. I love this construction partner perspective. I think it's so important because coming from a integral expression, it also then allows you to align with the right people. And as a result, instead of it being about the sales, it's about the quality. It's about the value exchange. It's about the responsibility. And I think so. So I'm curious with regards to uh, why is it that this has become so important for you in terms of, when we're talking about the why and getting curious about that for others. I'm curious about why this is so important for you and why this has been a fundamental step into a responsibility from your experience of life.
It's a great question. So I'll give it to you. I'll try to be very short and direct. So in 2006, I bought my first home. It was a year after I married my wife, Sarah, and we wanted to start a new family. Back in the days, if you remember, you could buy a house with zero down payment. You didn't need to show anything. You just say, I want to buy this house. You get a loan, you get a mortgage. So I'm one of those guys. So I bought a house with zero down, and I was just starting working at a construction company back then. And I told them, hey, I bought a house. I need to remodel it. They said, no problem. We'll help you. We'll get you the best guys, and let's do it. So I took a loan from my family and my wife family to do this remodeling. We started the construction, we got a permit, and obviously I hired the company that I used to work for. What was supposed to be a very easy, straightforward project become a nightmare project that I cannot even express the. You feel so. You feel such a loser, right? It's people in your house. They do whatever the heck they want to do. They show up, they don't show up, quality is not there. And I'm from the industry. So I said, if this has happened to me, that I'm from
Mm.
the industry, what's going on with people that don't know anything? And this is how my brain started to work. And I said, it can be that everyone is doing construction and they're preparing for a war. So even today, as I don't know if you did it yourself, but someone in your family or your friends remodel a house or build a house, 90% whoever you ask, they have a very bad experience. So this is how all it started. So I said, okay, if this has happened to me, how can I serve others? So I took a vow and I said, I'm going to change this thing. So back then, I had no plan even to be a general contractor, but I worked to get my license. In 2008, I got my license. 2008, as you remember, I got my license November 2008. As you know, 2008, the market crashed, and I'm pop out of nowhere. And hello, guys, I'm a new contractors in town. Everyone told me you have zero chance to succeed. So I said to myself, if I can't, I must. And within 6 months, I was probably the bigger home improvement contractor. So small projects, kitchen, bathroom, probably the bigger one in my area. I started about 50 projects, new projects every month. So, and I deliver an outstanding results, customer service. But where the more projects I had, my customer service started to be less and less, and I started to lose a lot of money because I was a one-man show and I wanted to do it all. So I was working my ass off every morning from 5 a.m. till midnight. And I had to kind of stop and said, okay, we're only going to take certain amount of projects at a time. And this is where we reduce the projects. And we're taking now about 5 to 10 projects at a time. Now the size of the projects are much bigger compared to kitchen and bathroom. But even in a kitchen, you have all those trades that you need to manage.
Mhm.
So this is kind of a long story short why I started it. So I said, if it's happened to me, I'll have to help somebody else that it's not going to happen to him. And this is where I start what my journey with Tony Robbins. And this is where life happening for you, not to you. So I have always to find the positive on why this is happening to me. Why
Mhm.
me that just started, just got married, bought his first home, got screwed in my home, what's supposed to be my castle, my I need to be protected in my own home, and people come and abuse that. So I wanted nobody to have the same situation that I had. And this is where this is all transition started. Obviously, it took some time. I was not knowing any business back then, and I started very slowly to develop my own. But the goal is since then until today, my passion is how can I serve homeowners in the best way possible. This is how I want to be doing, and I want to be remembered as a somebody that did good on this earth.
I love it, brother. Uh, so I just want to emphasize a few things here because I'm hearing, you know, right from fundamentally from the family, it was about showing up in a space of quality for your wife and the future family that you're about to create. And what I realize is, you know, you took a lot of responsibility in your experience. It was instead of blaming others, you said, hey, you know, why me, or why now, or how can I really change the industry, or what can I do better? And I love this because I think that that's where we start to really lead ourselves, is we step into that way of asking those questions like, hey, what is it about me? Instead of like blaming everybody, right? It says, hey, what can I figure out within myself to make it better? Which is really beautiful and very rare, brother. So I acknowledge that, and it's amazing to observe and see that.
Thank
Uh,
you.
I'm curious, when you started taking this responsibility inside of the industry, what kind of experience did you have from maybe other people within the industry? Was there maybe ways of people limiting you or challenging you? And if so, how did you deal with that?
So when you're small, no one is really limiting you. The only limitation I had when I started the company is people told me, hey, there's no way you can succeed. I mean, construction company closed day after day, and you just started. You got no experience. You got nothing. And I always look at the opportunity. I said, okay, till a year ago, those best employees that I dreamed of to have with my company, you could not, they would be without reach. They were busy. They are the best of the best. You cannot get hold of them. 2008, the market crashed. They're looking for a job. I just started. They all closed in their businesses. I can be the new guy in town with the best employees. So when I started my company in 2008, I was very lucky to have the best employees with me. This is why I grow so fast, because on every trade, I got the best of the best. Some of them are still with me till today. So many years they're with me. So when I started my other location in 2010, I started another location in San Francisco Bay Area. People told me, you have no chance. You cannot manage a company in Los Angeles and also one in San Francisco. You're not going to be able to do that. I said, okay, if I can't, I must. I used to drive to San Francisco in the morning, come back at the night. I was to do it two, 3 times a week because I could not afford to stay in hotels. And so we had to drive, come back. It was not easy, but I managed. I moved some employees from LA. I moved them to San Francisco, pay for the living. So we built the name. What was important to me more than anything, it's my reputation, the quality, customer service. I was never the cheapest in town, and I will never be the cheapest in town, but I will be the best in town.
Best, and that's what allowed you to step into winter during winter to create something from winter. So when we say winters, like there's an expression of like this recession or you know this experience in the marketplace, especially during 2008. What made you decide and commit to say, you know what, like the circumstances around me are navigating. And by the way, we can see this type of very similar pattern happening right now. So I just want to really emphasize this for anybody listening or paying attention is that, you know, there's a occurrence in the marketplace, and oftentimes we're told that the market is driving our behaviors. So what is it that you believed that you could shift and create a responsibility and change that nature? What was it that allowed you to find this solution-oriented mindset to create opportunity for yourself and others? And how does that also then feel in the existing environment right now with what's going on in the world?
So I guess it's because I have no limitations. Sometimes it can be because, hey, I just don't know the Nasdaq market that good, and maybe I have no knowledge of this. But in reality, I like to lead and not to be followed. So if everybody gonna go make a right, I'm gonna make a left. So if everyone's going and afraid to go in construction, I'm gonna go into construction. If you say not to invest, I will invest. Obviously, you need to do your homework. You need to understand the market. I'm not saying to be stupid and just go gamble. I'm just saying I'm a risk taker. It's my nature. This is what keep my adrenaline, keep my passion. I don't like to be on a status quo that you just don't know or depends on somebody else. I don't want to be depends on somebody else. I'm I'm working since I'm 13 years old, and not because I needed money, just because I wanted to be independent. I didn't want no one's money, not even my parents. So we had a lot of money when I was a child. My family lasted all, but later on, and maybe was God's sign that hey, I'll prepare you when you're 13, because when I was 18, my family lost a lot of money in gambling. So I was taking that, and I was fully independent when I was 18. So I could play with my money. So I lost a lot of money. I made a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. I made a lot of money. So it's always up and down. And this is because I like to take risks. And this is because just I like to invest in new ideas. Like to do Crewzz cost me millions of dollars to build in technology, in humans, in mistakes that I did. I've done so many mistakes that cost me so much money, but this is gonna serve those homeowners best because I'm learned from my mistakes. So
So tell,
even if I made a mistake, I'll be the best over there to fix it.
with regards to kind of like right now with how are you seeing these because you've been able to, you know, repetition is the mother of skill. So over the course of the last uh decade and a half, you've managed to be in a market that's been, you know, all over the place, and especially at the beginning when you started, where it was to where it is today. How are you seeing these patterns? Have they been repeating? What are you seeing now in the market with regards to real estate, and how can people that are wanting to pay more attention to this energy transition not see fear but opportunity?
So first of all, the pattern is the same pattern for homeowners even thousands years ago. They still have the same needs. They still wanted to have peace of mind. They want to have quality. Nobody want to be screwed. However, this industry, everybody got used to it. So we trained that construction design equal bad experience. So you already feel ready for it. So it's not a surprise anymore. And this is what I want to change. But to answer your questions about the real estate, I'm not a big real estate guy, but I like to see opportunities from every condition. If the market is up, there is a lot of opportunities to deal with this market. You can buy, fix, sell it fast, and you make money. When winter season is here, and I believe we are in winter right now, maybe it's not 2008, but it's still a kind of a recession. So you buy and you hold. You rent it. Now rent prices are super high. So you cover your expenses. When times comes, you sell it. Or you just buy another one. So I'm not a big real estate guy. This is just what I would do.
What about with construction in terms of developing? Because I mean, as we're developing into the new, into a new, I would say relationship in the marketplace, how do you see the development of communities? So, for example, uh, do you feel like sustainable communities or the development of these homes in kind of more of a community setting, is that something that you're seeing in the market, or is it more separate single family homes, mansions? What is it that you're seeing? Because I know that you work in a very niche market. So where is it that you're kind of focused on?
So I focus on every single home. Can be in a condo, can be an apartment, can be in a single family home. So we're there to serve homeowners from the design needs to assembly to construction to maintenance. So we want to give you the whole 360. So we created a new category into the design build industry. We come as a small niche to serve you no matter in what status you are with your home. So whatever you need, we are there to provide a solution, but it's all have to work according to our process. So we're not for every homeowners. Not every homeowners we're gonna be the right fit for him. We're gonna be the right fit for you if you're willing to trust the process. Meaning if you trust what I built, took me 2 decades to build, and I know what's best for you, try it. If you like it, stay. If you don't like it, you keep going with the old passion.
What do you see with regards of what about like big community developments? So, for example, sustainable communities, whether they're uh, and it's only in the US, or you're doing this around North America as well,
So
or
right
all
now
over the
it's
world?
only the US. Right now, actually, we only offer the services in California, and by the end
Okay.
of year, we want to offer it to the global US nationwide. Uh, Communities is something that's growing big, very big.
Right.
Like what I mean by communities, like full apartment buildings, they're all inclusive, they're taking care of everything you need in the building, pool and stuff like that. This is something that growing up very much now. I see it in different states. So I think this is the directions, and also gated community that they have a lot of activities for families, and depends what status you are, but there's needs. There is a solution for every needs. So I think this is something that pretty much growing in the US right now.
Yeah, and I think that also like especially with the energy and how the grids can be set up, and you could build these sustainable communities one at a time, and they can have access to their own power, their own ability, their own food, things like this that can really be self-sustaining and sovereign in its nature. I think it's a great way to integrate what you're already doing, and I mean, and bringing it to even a wider range of scale, so we can continue to navigate and build a really even more responsible future for our next generations, so that they don't are not stacked on top of each other, and are able to take care of themselves.
Yeah. I think there is a lot of unknowns that's going on in the world right now. No matter what side of the map you are, there is a lot of uh, discussion. True or not, I don't know, but there is a lot of going on. So I think a lot of people want to build their own, you know, cage, kind of taking thinking about the future,
Mm.
right? And also to make sure the home is a safe place to be.
Well,
You want
I
your home
feel.
to be a safe place.
Yeah, and I feel like that, and if that home is a same place, safe place with a safe community where everybody is also looking after one another. I mean, that's from my perspective, that's our planet, right? Like ultimately, it's our home, and if we start looking at it at a global sense or worldview, then we can start taking way more responsibility of situations that have been existing for such a long period of time, and probably constructing and building our home in a great way, right? So
I
it's
agree.
interesting. It's interesting to see those patterns, right, brother? Because then we can start to duplicate these patterns. And as you know, with our great teacher, Mr. Tony, we pay attention to them, we utilize them, and then we create new ones. So it's our time to do that, man. And we get to step into that. And so I'm very excited to talk even deeper as you continue to expand and grow throughout the United States. Because even I just got off a call with some of our brothers here in northern Alberta and BC, where they're really wanting to build major communities, and they're like, "Hey, do you know a good construction partner?" And here I am, lo and behold, we're talking about this, construction partnership. And so it's like really focusing, and people that are of high level of integrity, people that are focusing on the why, because the why and the what, the why becomes the way, and the way becomes super fucking clear where our values and our principles are at the most outstanding level of standard.
Yeah. So we have to use technology. So we have a big technology behind us, including AI, interior design tools, projects management tools, but we also need to use human. You cannot build without human, at least not yet. So we're not only doing a new build, we also do renovation, can be a small projects, can be a maintenance project. So we need to be able to serve anyone in need. So they always can be have the peace of mind that somebody is in their corner watching for them instead of someone come to take advantage of them.
Mm.
So we want to be there for them. And this is my way to do good back to the community by providing those technology tools that I developed for the past 5 years and spent millions of it to build it. So now I can share my message and share a lot of things, a lot of the stuff we're gonna do for free, just to help people in need, right? So they need it. I believe that it doesn't matter you're rich or poor, you need to deserve to feel secured in your own home, and you need to have the service that if you want to get it, it's available to you.
What kind of technology are you using? Can you go a little bit deeper on some of it? That like
Some of
when it
it,
comes.
yes, some of it not yet.
Yeah, no, this fine. Whatever you feel like you want to disclose, I'd love to. I'm just super curious in terms of some of the tech and construction, because as you know, like we're getting to build the future, brother. Like
So we
in
have
so many
AI
ways.
tool.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. So
I was just saying, in so many ways, we get to build the infrastructure and constructing the future. So I'm just curious because I love that you're bringing so much knowledge and wisdom, and you've invested already so much, especially during a time where so many fucking people are scared of, like, they're just terrified of what's happening in the world instead of stepping into a responsible role like you are. So I'd love to know a little bit deeper in regards to what you're seeing or how you're integrating that.
So what I can share, it's the AI tools that we have. So we give to other competitors as well. So I give my competitors my tools so they can serve their clients in a better way. So a lot of it done via AI that you take a simple image of your space and you can see how the future is going to look. So how this remodeling, not just as a picture that doesn't make any sense, but you can just replace your flooring. You can just paint the walls. Okay, I want my walls to be pink. Okay, how my room's gonna look when it's pink, right? So you're gonna get a full visual that will cost you nothing, and you're gonna get it within 30 seconds. So this is kind of the tools that we have. We can take any floor plans and develop a interior design within a minute. So the way I build this company is that you get first visual. This visual translate to tactics that will translate to execution plan. So you have to understand what you're getting because a lot of contractors or a lot of designers think that the end user, the homeowners, understand what you understand. They don't. I have an experience for almost 2 decades on doing that. I can see it the moment I enter to the house. But you, as the homeowner that do it for the first time, you have no idea what I'm talking about. So to be able to get it to you, I want to show you what it will look like, explain to you what it will take together because it's not a magic, and how much money it will cost you. And then we're going to build for you the timeline. And instead of to rush and start construction, let's have the planning done first. And this is where also technology comes because all the planning is done with us on our system. So there is a lot of components to that that will need hours for me to explain that.
No, and of course, I think visualization is the number one thing. When we can visualize anything, we make it a reality, and by you helping that vision come to life from a person way of wanting to live their life, it really comes from them being able to then manifest it into reality. It's a great manifestation tool,
Yes, it is. It
right?
is. Plus, you want to give them options. Option one will cost you X amount of money. Option B will cost you Y amount of money. Maybe check an option C. But first, you need to understand the why I want to do it. Instead, okay, I want a kitchen remodeling. It's someone asking, how much is a kitchen remodeling cost? How much is a new car cost? Right? What kind of a kitchen you want? What kind of appliances? What kind of cabinets? What kind of light switches? You want it controlled by your phone or you just want it old school? What do you want? Based on that, I can give you pricing, but you just tell me it's like buying a car. If you buy a Cadillac or you buy BMW or Rolls Royce or Fiat, it's a different price.
And how are you seeing the inflation of prices in regards to construction and building? Are you seeing any kind of shifts in that marketplace as well? Because I'm curious, especially with the manipulation of the dollar and the inflation of the pricing. I'm sure that supplies and things like this are affecting the way that you're building. So I'm curious if that's shifted at all in the last 2 decades. What are you seeing in the changing in prices? What's that look like for you, bro?
So there is no question that since COVID, prices did go up, went up, and it stay up. Uh, not so much in labor like in construction material. Uh, but I think people got used to it. I see that a lot of more people do remodeling the new construction this time. So people, instead of to sell and move, they remodel their own expense for interest rate and for construction costs. So I think it's a shift that it's always gonna be there. The history always coming back, right? It's like What's happened in the past will happen in the future. So I don't see
And
nothing change in the past 200 years.
so you don't think that you don't think that we can change the future based off of being very clear on what we don't want?
And this is behind my limits. I focus on building this company. I cannot change the economy on the States, at least not yet.
Well, that's why we're coming together, brother, I believe, so that we can do
Yeah,
it in a bigger way because I believe that we have a responsibility there and we have, with construction, with energy, with infrastructure, with education, with the next generation, collectively, we're here to build a way more regenerative future for our children, right? And our children's children.
yeah,
And that I believe is a huge responsibility that, by the way, we get to do together. It's so much fun.
it
Right?
is. Yeah, it is.
We get to build it together. We get to bring the people together. We get to form and create this playground the way that we want to, but we have to be willing to. And that's where the essence comes through us, as us, with us, so that we build these new patterns so that in 100 years or in 200 years, when our children or children's children are looking back saying, they don't say the same thing. Oh, fuck, it was like 200 years ago, the same pattern. But they say, look, they took responsibility and they made a fucking change. That is
Well,
what,
this is why I'm making the change in my category.
yes.
But I cannot do it all. I can do what I can.
Yes,
So
of
this is
course.
why I'm investing, creating something that, in my opinion, does not exist, and improving a system that, in my opinion, is very bad.
Yeah.
So I can fix that, or at least this is my directions. I need God's help, and I need the community with me.
Yes. Yes. And we need to support you, by the way,
Yeah,
right? It's a team
I,
effort. And so that's the most important part is making sure that instead of competing, that we're collaborating because as a result we can then grow bigger and stronger with different partners that are able to do this among multiple different jurisdictions. And I think that
absolutely.
that's where the exciting part comes, brother, is saying, hey, wow, like, I didn't know about this, but guess what? Oren has figured it out. Let's ask him how to do it and we can do this as a team. Like, what
Absolutely.
shifts there?
I agree. Let's do it.
Amazing. I love it, bro. You are a great man. And so tell me how many, kids do you have now? How's the family? How's this evolution of your own experience of life been since 2008 in terms of your business? And how has it
So,
affected your family life?
so I have one wife, very supportive, that supports my, I call it my craziness. She know that I can wake up one morning and do completely crazy stuff. I have four lovely kids, two boys, two girls, and they all support. I travel a lot to create it in different locations, so they're all supportive. I think they got used to it already. So in the beginning it was hard. Now it's just part of who I am. I'm flying and traveling, and I'm building this to share the world.
I love it. And I think that that's so important as a leader in any industry is to have a great wife and a family that supports you, man,
I'm
is
blessed. I have no somebody's watching for me upstairs, up there.
you are blessed, brother. And I believe that that's the real abundance, bro. That's the real gift of wealth of truth is having an amazing family around. And it's also, we talked about this actually before we jumped on the call. And I'm curious to actually, hear a little bit deeper on this is like, that's why we call in community and soul family to come together for a meaningful cause. Because like, and is this important for you? Because, it's about, hey, supporting each other, saying, hey, because Oren's doing this, I'm going to pay double. Like, I'm going to pay double. Or I'm going to figure out how to support him because we can create a bigger project or a bigger opportunity because he's part of the family, because he's part of the soul family, or because he's doing community. So, how have you seen that type of collaboration in the past? Does that exist? And do you see that a big part of where we're going moving forward in business, in construction?
So, like I said, I'm very blessed to have my blood family close to me. I have friends that are family to me, part of the Tony Robbins community, but also outside of this community. I'm blessed to have great clients that support that. A lot come from them, from their inspiration. They help me a lot with ideas, with how would they see things working forward. I have a lot of clients in the tech industry that connect me with the right guys. So I'm very blessed to connect and to have this abundance that people surround me are want the best for me and for the community.
Amazing. I just want to emphasize, I love listening that you're already there because there's a lot of people that aren't. There's a lot of
I'm
people
not
that will
there
probably
yet. I'm not there yet, but we are almost there. So we only there with the design right now. So we provide the design services, and slowly, slowly, we're going to offer other services. We want to make sure that what we deliver is for their needs, for the homeowner needs, and the other professional needs, so they can support their clients. So we're not there yet, but the direction is good.
But that's what I mean though, is that you have the people around you that are helping you support you in that direction because as a result, there's you're paving the path is what I'm saying is
Yeah.
instead of people holding you back or telling you how you can't do it, they're helping you find a solution to create it and make it happen. And
And
I think
some
that that's
people
the
do
most.
say you can't. Some people do say you can't, but this is like it's like noise, you
Thank you.
know. Yeah,
Thank you.
always the more you grow, you got the more resistant, right? People don't want you
Right.
to succeed. Ah, how come Oren is making money from this and we don't make money from that? I remember in 2008, people said, how come Oren gets so many jobs and we get nothing? So I don't know. God sent it to me. That's my abundance. I work hard for my money. So I think it's because if you're gonna, everybody gonna tell you you can't, you're gonna listen to them or doubt yourself, you definitely can't. But
Exactly.
if they bother you and you have a mission, you have a target, you have a goal you're after, yes, you're gonna have some hiccup on the way, you're gonna have some challenges, but that's part of the game. If it was smooth and easy, it would be boring.
And everybody would try to do it,
Yep. It's
right?
absolutely not easy.
Amen. Brother, if people want to know more about how to connect with you, how to figure out like what they can do to work alongside you or hire you, where can they find you? Where's the best way to connect? What can they do to reach out?
So go to my website, either www.crewzz.com, crewzz.com, or my orendagan.com, my first name, last name.com, and we can be in touch from there. There's many ways that we can partner up in anyone that's in a design build industry. Doesn't matter what category you are, we can always do something together.
Bro, I'm really excited because like I just had a really amazing meetings these last weeks about I'm excited to talk.
All right.
And if there is if you had 3 days left to live, brother, what would you do?
Go on the beach with my wife and kids and close friends. So one day wife and kids, one day with the close friends, and last day with everybody together.
Amazing.
I love the ocean.
Me too, bro. Brother, thank you for coming on the show. It's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Do
Thank
you
you
have
for
any
having me.
last comments that you want to share?
No, just live and do good. Life is
Amen.
too short to spend it on stress.
Beautiful, brother.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate the time and thank you for having me.
Bless. Thank you for being here, bro.
Thank you.
You're a blessing, brother.
Ah, my man.